Well, good morning. I'm Bill Southern, and these are my Nugget Shooter journals. Today we're going to talk about something that's pretty important, and I get quite a few questions from you good folks about safety in the desert, what we carry, what we look out for, etc., etc. And I'm going to go into that a little bit today. Now, naturally, we carry a first aid kit when we're in the vehicle. We have one in it. And we carry food and water. Very important. Extra water is even more important. If you're going out for an extended drive or going to go back in a ways, you better carry enough water for both your vehicle and you. You never know if you're going to have a problem with a radiator. You could get a water leak. I carry crazy stuff like Gorilla Tape because I've been able to fix a radiator hose with Gorilla Tape well enough to get me home. And by adding a little bit of water and driving with the cap off the loose on the radiator, you can get home and it won't build enough pressure up to blow that tape off that hose, believe it or not. And I always carry some tools. I've had to fix mechanical issues on both my truck and my buggies out there in the field sometimes, and it's very important to have the stuff to do it with. I mean, who are you going to call? And I carry a patch kit, a plug kit for my tires, and I also carry a little air pump. I carry a little air pump. Either one of those that plug into your cigarette lighter works, or you can carry one a little more aggressive and run it off of an inverter. And I carry one I run off an inverter so I can take air in and out of my tires if need be. It's very important, my friends. Being broke down out there is no fun at all. No fun at all. And I've been broke down, well, actually I was stuck by a wash one time, and I had to stay out there 3 days before I could get out. It rained on and off the whole time, and I was stuck there. But I had food and water, and I was okay. And mechanical breakdowns are one of the biggest issues that we face out there. Your vehicle takes a beating out there in the desert. It really does. And I carry, like I said, tools and whatnot, and I do have the knowledge to fix most small things on my truck and even some big things if need be. I actually made it home one time. I had an old Ford pickup truck, 78 Ford. Loved that old truck. It was an old Forest Service truck, 4-wheel drive, and it was a beast. And it was all beefed up and everything for a Forest Service truck. I was out there in the boondocks one time, and all of a sudden my left wheel quit working. And what had happened, I mean, it just knocked to the side and I couldn't steer anymore. And what had happened was the tie rod had popped out of the knuckle. And I ended up having to jam it back in there and take baling wire, and I baling wired it in, and then I loosened the wire just a little bit so it wasn't too tight to move as I turned, and I duct taped it. I had a lot of duct tape, and I duct taped the crap out of that, and I had a big wad on there, and I actually made it all the way home, about 5 miles out of the desert out here at San Domingo. And it was funny, right when I got home, it failed again. It got me home, but it wasn't happy about getting me home. And I repaired it, and kind of still wish I had that old truck. I really like that old truck. And one of the biggest problems, I think most of you have probably seen the video where Tammy and I get broke down out in the Constellation Road area out by Wickenburg. And that was a bad deal. We had our battery go dead. And normally I would have the ability to jump that thing, but we didn't bring our jumper set. And we had to climb to the top of the nearest hill, which seemed like a mountain after a long day of detecting, and get a signal. And we were lucky to get a signal. I use Verizon. And I know there's a lot of people out there don't like Verizon for this reason, don't like AT&T, don't like T-Mobile. Well, I'll tell you something about Verizon, my friends. You can get up on a hill just about anywhere, most places I've been. And if you get up on a good enough hill, you're going to get a signal, and you'll be able to call out. And I used to carry a satellite phone, and I don't do that anymore because cell phones are so good now that I generally can get a signal and get help. And we had to call a friend ruined his day. My friend Dave, he had to drive all the way out there and jump us so we could get going again. And the quad ran just fine as long as we were driving it, and we didn't even have to charge the battery. So we got home and we got everything squared away, and it turned out the battery hadn't been charging properly, and it killed the battery. And I had to replace the stator and stuff. Well, Dave did it for me. But anyway, after that was fixed. But normally what I carry when I'm out in the boondocks is I would carry one of these guys, okay? And this will jump your car, will get you going, and they're pretty cool. Tells you how much your charge it still has, and you just hook that baby up, and it'll fire your vehicle back up and leave it on for a little bit and get some juice in there, and you can usually get out of where you're stuck. And this one's big and bulky, okay? And it's cool. It's easy to charge. It works really well. But it's heavy, man. This takes up a lot of space and it's heavy. And recently, I have acquired something I like a whole lot better. Okay, this is called a Hulkman Alpha 85S. This is a really cool rechargeable jumper. It charges just off this guy right here. It's got a regular USB type dealy bop on it. And it comes in this nice case. This one, compared to that other one, is very, very nice, my friends. Okay? And you simply plug in. Let me get this open the rest of the way for you. Okay, let's see. And here you go. These are your parts you need to plug in. This goes on to your plug right here. You can have either 12 volt, which plugs in back here. So that gives you a 12 volt cigarette lighter connection, which can come in very handy. You also have a USB charger, so you can recharge your phone while you're out there in this thing. And you have your jumper cables. And you hook them jumper cables up to your battery, and they go in this end here. I'm not going to open it right now, but yeah, it's real. Goes in this end. Come on out of there. Oh, come on. Goes in this end right here. And that baby plugs in, and you can jump your vehicle. And it'll do a pretty darn big vehicle. And this thing weighs maybe 3 pounds at the most. And it sure makes a difference. It just blows me away how far we've come with batteries and charging systems. I can remember being out in the desert when I was much younger, wishing I could just have a way to run a fan or something out there without all the big bulky extra battery and whatnot. And now they've come so far with this stuff that it's just a piece of cake. But these are very important. And like I said, this Hulkman's the best one I've found yet for quick power. It charges back up in about 5 minutes. So if you've, it's just, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Compared to carrying this big old bulky thing, you just can't beat it. And safety, like I said, is number one. If you're stuck out there and you can't get home and you got no battery power, that's just a bad deal, my friends. It really is a bad deal. And you can find these on Amazon. And you know what? I'm really not sure what I pay. I can't remember exactly what the price is on something like this. What I would have paid. Let me turn on the computer here while we're chatting, and I'll get a price for you on these things. But they're just pretty darn cool, in my opinion. Again, that's the Hulkman Jump Starter. Takes about 5 minutes to charge it up and put it in your truck, and it's good to go. And those lithium-ion batteries hold that charge for quite a spell. Quite a spell. Yeah, come on, computer here. And other things I carry is maps. And if you have to walk out of an area, for instance, you're stuck and you have to walk out. Oftentimes taking the road is a longer walk than if you just go cross country in some areas. Okay, we got this fired back up. And I'll be needing some glasses because my eyes are getting old. And I can't remember what I paid for that red one. It was $100 or better too. And my memory's not really good when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Okay, we're gonna go on here to Amazon and see what this cost. Okay. Hulkman Jump Starter Alpha 85. Now you're probably thinking this is going to cost a lot of money because, like I said, this one here, this guy cost me over $100 back in the day. Now this one, I got this back in the, I don't know, maybe early 2000s. I don't know, but it's worked all that time, and it's just recently started to fail. So I was looking for something new, and opportunity came up to get this one. So that's what I have now. And Hulkman Alpha 85 Jump Starter 2000 amp, 20,000 milliamp car starter for up to 8.5 gas and 6-liter diesel. Engines, LED display, and the whole bit. Like when you're charging that, the display on the front of that tells you when it's charged, shows you 100% the whole bit. $79.95. You can't beat that to be secure. I guess I should also mention that the $79 price on that Hulkman is temporary, I do believe, and I think normally it's well over $100. But they've got a sale going on right now, so that's cool too. You know, everybody likes to get a deal, I suppose. But it's a very worthy thing to have with you. And you can get a protective case for it that'll fit everything too for another $25. So you just can't beat this. And I'm very happy with it. And I feel much safer when we're out there in that buggy. Because I'm going to tell you what, man, that trip where we broke down and had to climb the top of the hill, Tammy was worried, and I was a little worried myself because it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we were looking at being out there all night. And that's another thing. When you're out in the boondocks like that, you better have a sleeping bag, some blankets, a way to cook some food that you got, or have cold food, and somehow to be comfortable through the night. Because if you get stuck out there at night and you're sleeping in your vehicle or something, that can be pretty uncomfortable and cold if you don't have the right clothing or a sleeping bag or something to keep warm and comfortable while you're out there. And that's a big difference, to be a little bit warm and comfortable and just complaining because you're stuck as opposed to being stuck and miserable. There is a huge difference there. It's like night and day. Boom, boom, that big of a difference. So anyway, I just wanted to go into some of the stuff we carried. And first aid kit too is number one. Snake bite kits, you know, I get people ask me all the time about that, and they really don't work. You can ask most doctors, they'll tell you that if you get a snake bite on your arm, your leg or something, trying to suck that poison out is just a waste of time. It's injected into your body and you're not sucking it back out. By the time you get around to getting your lips on there and trying to suck it out, it's already in your system. Best bet is to be very careful and don't get bit. We watch for snakes constantly, and the last thing I want to do is get bit again by a rattlesnake. I've been bitten, and I think I've told that story before. If not, I'll tell it one of these days. I was being stupid. That's what happened. So that was a miserable experience. And there's other critters out there that can be a hassle too, but they're really not. And the best thing to pay attention out there, be safe, carry the proper equipment, and you'll have a good time. You'll have a great experience. But if you don't carry what you need, simple things like a jump starter, this Hulkman jump starter, first aid kit, and some food, water, the basics. And you break down out there, like I said, it can be the difference between being comfortable, broke down, or you can get home. That's the main thing. And a lot of my breakdowns have been electrical, where a jump starter saved my butt and got me out of there. And being comfortable if you are stuck overnight is very important too. There you go. And even if we would have had a starter with us on that last trip, we could have got the buggy going, but we wouldn't have been able to drive home at night with the lights on because there wasn't enough battery power. But we would have been able to jump it first thing in the morning or 3 o'clock or so when we were there and get back to where the truck was about 10 miles away. And a vehicle will go an amazing distance with just a little bit of a charge in a battery if you're not using lights, radios, any of that stupid stuff. And a buggy or a quad will go a lot farther than a car will when you have to rely on a jump start and get your butt out of there. So anyway, my friends, that's all it's about today. I'm going to get back out and get on the Nuggets again here soon. We're having a lot of fun dry washing right now. We got into a really hot spot and we're finding a lot of gold. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that here in the next few days. And we got some things coming up. It's morel season here within a couple weeks. So we're hoping there'll be some good morels coming up this year, burn morels. And we're going to take you up and hunt crystals in Payson and maybe do some morel hunting up on the rim. I'm not really sure yet. That should come up around the 20th. And we're going to travel around a little bit this year again and hopefully get to see Chris Ralph and get over there and do some nugget hunting with Chris. And for now though, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really like to try to help. If you got any questions about safety in the Arizona desert or any southwestern deserts, let me know. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and leave a comment, and I do my best to answer them all. And for now, my friends, be safe, be happy, Nugget Shooter out.